Hey everybody, good morning. Welcome back to Satisfactory episode 15, where we are still working on our power. So last week, we started putting power together, made some bad realizations that, not far enough in the game that I have the blenders, so that kiboshed a whole bunch of plans. And then realizing I don't have the alternate recipe for the one that will work. So I had this temporary fuel plan until I could go find some hard drives, which, as you can see by my map ranging, I have gone out and gathered a bunch more hard drives and finally have unlocked the necessary recipe, which was the, what the hell even, I don't even remember what it is. Why can't I not remember? Which was the heavy oil residue. So this one is doing rubber. It's fine. It's just not doing as well. I don't get as much fuel out of it. So I'm only running 20. So on 300 crude, I'm getting 20 refineries running, which is not a great ratio. Now, if we run over here, we have a much larger complex. So what we have over here, land it, there we go, is we have the same 300 crude. So I have 300 crude going this way, I have 300 crude going that way, all from a 600 supplied node down there. They are the same buildings because it is the same run out, but instead of having to make rubber to get that fluid residue, we can now produce it directly. So we're making lots and lots of heavy oil residue at the moment. We do get the polymer resin that comes out of it. A little bit of water, I can turn it into plastic, I can turn it into rubber, or I can throw it into the trash. So that's what we got going. Meanwhile, if we run down here, we got 7 of these on this side, and these guys are kind of happily working. They're a little overloaded right now. We'll come to that in a minute. So as we run down here, we come down to what building we got here. Yeah, so that's still heavy oil residue. And we come out this door. We've got all the, this is making containers at the moment. I just hand feeding it some plastic. So yeah, so this whole building length here is 7 of these guys. Why do you not have power? You think you check these things? Obviously, I'm not fully completed with this one. There we go. Use the daisy chaining. Make sure you're getting your crude. And of course you're not, because I have managed to disconnect you. The reason it's disconnected is because I'm having to do a little bit adapting with the blueprint here, and I just accidentally disconnected some things. So let's just get that reconnected. There we go, that's doing it. All right, so all of that then runs out into this building over here. So that's 7 of these guys. So we are following, let me bring up the modeler here. And there we go. So we are following this thing. So I've got 10 of these, sorry. So I've got, 10 of these guys running. They're giving me 400 of the heavy oil residue. That is then going to run into 2 banks of 7. They're a little overloaded. I can easily bring them down, which will be making me my packaged fuel. So then all I have to do is bring some water in. I get 800 fuel. Send out these containers back, 800 containers, 800 water, 800 fuel. So I'm turning 400 into 800, and that's why I like the diluted recipe, because it does give you more bang for your buck. I don't know how it compares to things like the turbo fuel and whatnot, but I don't really actually have ever played with a turbo fuel. This seems to be a really good system because, except for adding the 800 water, which we set up with our trucks, all I need is a bunch of containers, and those containers are in the full loop. All right, so that's what we got coming out of there. Now, if I had the blender, so let me just grab that oil well again. So we're actually, so this is 300, so it's going to be 2 banks of that. So I'm getting out of 600, 1600 worth of fuel. So now if I bring that same oil well, and let's just say we go 300 on this supply here, And we turn this into our heavy oil residue. Dump that into there. So if I had the blender, I'd be getting the same 800. So you can see 800, 800, 400, 400. So it is an exact match. So I'm not getting any extra benefit with the packaging. The only thing the packaging does for you, it gives you easier transportation than using the old fluid systems. But, you know, we have fluid trucks now and whatnot. So fluid is a lot quite as bad as it used to be. It used to be if you needed to transport it by rail, truck, you're better off putting it into the containers as opposed to the actual fluid. But I don't have the blender, so this is how we get the same bang for our buck in that manner. All right, let's move all of that out of the way, and let's look at what I'm currently sitting at. So currently, I am bringing the 300 over here. I am only actually burning 150 of it, because then we come over to this building here, and we bring that heavy oil residue. We start throwing some packaged water into it. We get our packaged fuel. Packaged fuel runs down this way. So we get our packaged fuel going happity, 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 happity. Look at that go. Into these unpackagers, which then turns it into 60 fuel, which then dumps it into our fuel line, which goes to our burners. Out of that come the empty containers. The empty containers go upstairs into these guys, and this is where the water gets packaged, which then gets sent back to the fuel packaging. So that is the internal loop, and this is a blueprint system that I've been using for a long time, to be honest. And I keep coming back to it because it really does work for me. And I've done some tweaking on things so that it's even easier for me to set up, and it's pretty straightforward, quick and easy. The biggest problem I have is I keep running out of material. So that fuel, once it's finished processing, so this is now 400 worth of fuel, because it, you know, my pipes can only handle 600. So this is 400 worth of fuel that's dumping into this pipe, which is then going into this row here of 20 fuel generators, which of course are running just happily. And you can see my power is now up to 12,000. It's a little unstable. That's actually coming from the other side. This side is incredibly stable at the moment, and that's because, well, it's not sharing, it's crude. So yeah, this is half my power. This is half of what I'm going to be able to do. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be setting up the next 20. Mostly I was doing this stuff off camera, just to try to get caught up to this point so we're not running out of power. And God knows it was a long enough grind last week, setting up the misappropriated planned ones. No, my mic hasn't gone mute. My brain has just forgotten what the hell I was talking about. So I didn't really want to spend a whole bunch of time while I'm kind of fine-tuning the system, mostly because this is based on 90 crude coming in, my blueprints, as opposed to the 300 that's coming in. So I had to do a little bit of modifying on some things, and I wanted to kind of get that worked out before I brought you along for the grind. But right today, I want to get the next 20 fuel generators in so I can get this side done. So we'll call this... We'll call this Bravo. So this is Bank Bravo. So we have Bravo 1, Bravo 2. The reason I'm not saying Bravo and Charlie, you know, B and C, is because we only have the single bank of the Bravo. I'm overthinking this. I really am. Anyway, let's get some fuel generators in, get these fuel lines hooked up, and then I'm going to tear all of that stuff out. I'm not going to rebuild it. I'm not just going to convert it over. I'm going to tear it all out, kind of reorganize my foundations, or we'll do something else over there just so that we can get our fuel generators. But in the meantime, let's start comping these guys over. So let's figure out where we want this first one here. And I figure we'll just keep a single 4 meter. Oh, actually, let's keep it even here. So there we go. So we just have a nice little alleyway going in between these buildings here, so we can put that one there. Then if we look on this side, what's our spacing like? So we are You're not. Oh, I'm going to ignore the fact that it's not symmetrical there. Gonna completely ignore that. That is going to irritate the living snot out of me. I need some more foundations. I hate it when I do that. I really do. Could have been using my blueprint, but we're here now. Oh, that's where that's coming from. Okay, so let's now get this one placed so we can see. Okay, so that's where we actually want that pillar. Not the way I have it on the other side, because apparently I like to torture myself. All right, let's hit H. It'll position it here. So we're going to move you over that way. I love the infinite nudging. Yes, please. Okay, so that is right on that line. That is right on that line, giving me the full 8 meter, I believe that is. And yeah, that's going to be placed there. Okay, so now I just need to do this a bunch more times. I am going to put more foundational, and I got the 5x5 here, what I'm just going to grab onto. There we go. And there we go. And there. And it looks like I got a few extra bits and pieces in here, and let's just, there we go. All right, let me do this all over again. The beauties of live television. Let's get all of this stuff out of here. Let's get ourselves completely reset. And you want to get your foundations right, right? Okay, and then get rid of these guys. There we go. Okay, so let's try this again. I'll select the 5x5. I'm actually going to get rid of all of these that I just spent all that time putting in, because why not? The moral of the story is do it right the first time, and then you won't have to do it right the second time. Okay, so now I can select that 5x5. We'll blueprint snap it into place. Blueprint snap that one into place. I still got some overlap, but I can ignore it, worry about it later, do something with it. But in the meantime, let me just get these guys in. And I need to get rid of that one, and then we can put that one in. And that should be plenty. All right, and then back down to the end here. Let's find the one that was giving me the weird overlaps. That would be this fella. So we'll clear some more out. And snap you there. Okay, good. Now let's grab our generators here. And one of the things that I did the rework, so if I hit R one more time, you can see it says build mode blueprint. We can go build mode auto connect, and what that should give me now. Oh, it won't do it on these guys though, because I don't have anything that can auto connect. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So that's 2 on that side, so it's 10 on the side, so 3 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that should be number 10, and line up perfectly with the guy beside him. And then we can run all the way down to here. And that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm out of motors, so we'll give it a second. In the meantime, what I can do is so yeah, I'm just waiting for the dimensional depot now to refill my motors. I really should spend some of my Mercer spheres on that, increasing the upload speed as well as the amount that I can store in there. They're just really expensive towards for Mercer spheres. Like 7 of them I think I need for the next one. It's a steep price to pay. Okay, and this is again why I've never changed this system, because it just works for me. Because I can just now connect through here. You know, a lot of time and experience and trial and error kind of went into setting up these fuel plants. Because the one thing about fuel generation is it's never a small project. They're big, giant buildings, and you need lots of them when you're burning fuel. Nuclear is a little bit better. You get better bang for your buck when it comes to the nuke. These are like, what, 120 or 250 megawatts as opposed to 1200 megawatts with a nuclear power. So yeah, not quite as many. All right, now to tie these guys together, we're going to jump across here. We're going to grab one of these, and I'm going to point it that way. Okay, so that's our outline on the fuel. It's currently not really in the right position, but we can... Oh, actually, it's not in a bad place. Let's see if we can't kind of maneuver you into a nice kind of clean line here, because you need to be a little bit higher up, not quite that high. I'm gonna lower you down a bit. Yeah, no, where do I want you? Okay, well, let's come actually around this side here. Let's do it this way. And down. What I'm just trying to get is an idea of where the height should be, because I can't stand angled pipes. What if I do it this way? Get rid of that, and then we'll go into here. Okay, you need to move. Instead, we need to bring you right about there. Then I can get a nice clean. There we go. And then we just come in here and we plug you guys in. And they should already be full of fuel. Yep, there they go. And you can hear some of these guys are already kicked in. Now, next thing we need to get some power down here. Let's see, we have this nice big courtyard here. Power is going into the building there. Got power up there. I'm thinking I'm gonna put a street light right here. We'll throw a power line right underneath it. Oh, nope, I want it to be a power line. Thank you. We'll connect you to you. Connect you to there. Okay, that takes care of that. And let's run you. Now your power plug is over here. So we'll go right down the center line here. No, I'm not. Well, let's just keep going and see what we come up with. Well, that can plug into there. And that can plug into there. There. All right, and there's another little spike. Ooh, getting nice and stable on the power now. Excellent. Okay, we should have some more of our motors. In the meantime, we can connect these all together. Like so. And now we could grab the blueprint. Make sure we're back onto blueprint snapping. No, please don't be snapping to that blueprint. I want you snapping to that one. And there. Should have enough for 2 more. Just like that. All right. Now let's string some pipes. Oops. Forgot to change mode. Auto. Auto. All right, those are the wired. So we'll go back this way. And those are connected. Now we can finish off getting the rest of the pipelines. Which is across here. Like so. And like so. I really do like the sound design on these things. Like that starting sound just kind of hits. Audio guys did a bang-up job on this particular game. All right, how are we doing on power now? So yes, we are definitely getting much better in power. You can see the new generators are coming online here. So that is got that. All right, now for the ends here, we actually have a blueprinted wall, which we can slap down here. You know, the blueprints being what they are, they don't always line up, which is why I'm so happy they give us these snaps. So I can drop that wall there. We can drop the next wall right there. Like that. Let's head back down to the end. Whee! I can fly! One over, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And 1 over, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the power is a little bit uneven right now. You can hear this generator kind of stopping, starting, stopping, starting. And that's because I do need to get a little bit more coming down this way. Yeah, and 800 is 40, so there we go. 40 fuel generators all ready to go. All right. So now we can run down here and start making a decision of what I want to do with the rest of this. How's my inventory on me personally doing? Not horrible. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of whatever coal I managed to pick up. Don't need any of the packaged water. It's a lot of quick wire. I have an endless supply. So what I'm just doing here is, because I'm going to start disassembling buildings, I don't want to necessarily lose the material, because if your inventory is full and you disassemble, I don't know if I've changed a setting or something, but I'm not getting all my material back, and that kind of defeats the you know, basic function of this game. All right, I'm just going to start deleting all of this. So anyway, I just started blasting. Let's pull all of these wall sections down. Get all of this stuff out of here. Like that. Let's put any missing floor sections back in. And probably what I'm going to do is... Where are you going? Oh, you're the water line. Well, we're going to redo you. Is just drop a temporary container down for kind of when my inventory gets too full, because there's going to be a bunch of empty containers coming at my way as well here. So if we have another look at my inventory... Yep, there we go. Already full. Okay, so let's drop a couple of containers down. And they're just going to store everything in that one. Store everything in that one. And continue cleaning up. That may be the last I ever see of some of those materials. Anyway, and remove. Like I said, I'm just going to take it right back to the beginning and rebuild this whole section over, utilizing the other side as my template. Ish. Okay, still got some room in the old inventory. Let's get rid of all these guys. I'm focused, so very, very focused. I can go. Try not to hit too many things that I want to keep. Just trying to hit all the little bits and pieces. At least the wires aren't left hanging around. Wow, I did a lot of rebuilding. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff that prompted me to do a little bit of reworking on the blueprints. They were out of date. They needed to be updated. They needed to be fixed, you know. So they are I think much better now, and we shall get to them momentarily. I just want to give myself a nice clean slate over here. Guess I can turn my flashlight on, such as it is. Honestly, almost better off without it. A little bit more there. Let's go throw some more stuff. Into there. Yep, see, there we go. Got a loot crate. Don't like dropping those. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. Why should you want to know? Okay, so now we can use this as our template. So we got how many smokestacks? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 smokestacks. We achieved the 10 smokestacks by, how did we do it over here? We built 3 sections and then we just added the extra refinery. So basically what I had over here, I could have left it, but I honestly kind of want to just start clean here. All right, so let's get our first stage 1 in. So fuel stage 1. Missing crystal oscillators. They're over here somewhere. Over here. I know I got some. Where are you? Let's get rid of the water. I can get rid of this packaged fuel. Why not have any oscillators on me? I left them back at base. I did. So let's go find a workbench. Like that one. Oh, that's a man, but you know what? Close enough. Because we can go here and grab a crafting bench. Drop said crafting bench. And give a little half nudges. There we go. I need 2 of those, do I? So I think I'm gonna need 10. Yeah, I totally left these back at base. Oops. That's my bad. All right, that should be enough for now. All right, so fuel stage 1. Where do we want to put you? Well, it just so happens we have some lovely little measuring areas here. That's the center line right there. So we are going to, of course, make sure you are facing the correct direction. I can't flip it around and everything because, you know, the flow is the flow. So if we look here at this corner, we have 1 full, 2 full. We have 1 full, 2 full. And then we go down this way and we come back that way and go down that way. And where does this corner reside? That corner is right on that line. That's right on that line. So, yep, that's all good. All right, come back by 1. There's my blue line. That means you are lined up in that direction. And that's 1. All right, now we go back to Snap with Auto Connect. And you hear that little tink? And if you look at the little chain symbols there, that means it is automatically detected previous connections. So that's one of the things I did the rework on, is I made sure that these guys were all close enough for at least a partial connection. So that makes my life a little easier. Give a single click, that locks in the pipes, and then another click to lock down the base. Honestly, some of these new features they put into this game here are literal game changers, like not just hyperbole. Making railways, and just this new auto connect feature is awesome. I click like that, I can then drag these buildings, and you can see there's the pipes. They're gonna follow me around trying to get where they need to be. Of course, I do want it to be snapped right there. Okay, so that's 3 of those. Then I need 1 more refinery right beside these little fellas, and we just want to grab a refinery here, snap you in right beside, and then that can go, let's see, yeah, we'll use that one. And that's where the crude goes in. Throw some windows across. Or windows, yeah, walls, windows and walls, you know. Continue the wall. There we go. Ooh, let's make sure you have some power. And again, I'll just daisy chain. And we got the proper recipe already set up. Let's make sure we also have our conveyor like that. And our merger going this way, because we are going to have to dispose of the purple chunks. And then we grab our belts. Make sure we got a Mark 4. Oh, you're going the wrong way there, son. Boop. That way. Gotta remember to look for the dashed line. Okay. And then finally... Oh, no, that is... Where are we going with this? See, the nice thing about fuel, our fluid, is it can go in either direction. Okay, how did I do it on the other side here? Do you see that? Do you see this? You see what's happening here? Huh? Someone done screwed up. I mean, I only need a little bit out of you, but I do need the stuff out of you. There we go. Okay, so that's the pipes can continue down. That's what I want to do on this side here. So we are going to do the same. So right down to here again, we'll grab our little supporty. We'll line you up. Let's just line you up. Like here. Yep, that's good. And there. Okay, so those guys are now all piped in. And while I'm here, yeah. Okay, that's got all that back into place. So that is the stage 1. Let's get you guys up and running again. which means we need to get our crude plugged back in. The crude's going to go in right there. Let's grab a wall. Again, everything's going to be blueprinty. And into there, we got to just nudge you back into place. Or nudge you into place, just like that. All right. Now, you are a bit superfluous. That was not an easy word to say, and I think I may have sprained something. I'm going to get rid of these two sections here and replace you with a bit of fresh. A wee bit of fresh. And then, nice and straight. Hello, my little pretties. I feel like I need a valve here. Just a nice little check valve. Just to keep it from backflowing. All right. The power connection. Well, that is clearly not the right one anymore. So we are going to go here. To there. And get these guys all switched on. Like that. Let's get some roofing in. And now I need the wall. All in all, it's just another brick in the wall. We don't need no education. We don't need no control. No dark sarcasm in the classroom. Teacher, leave those kids alone. And there we go. Okay. So, making sure over here, because again, I am going to duplicate. What do I got below me and make, I got enough height for everything? Yeah, there is a SAM node, or what is your, what's your juiciness level, my good friend? Oh, you're a pure. Oh yeah, we definitely want to have you around at some point. I swear to God. Okay, so again, just to remind everyone, the world and how the world's being set up is that this is a random node world. It's the same kind of balance of pure, unpure, and all that fun stuff. I didn't change that really. But I did scramble all the nodes, and quite frankly, I haven't had to leave the desert yet. And it probably will be for a while, which is both interesting and interesting. I know I said the same thing twice, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, more floor, please. I need some more concrete slabbies. Let's get you lined up like that, and then we can go back to blueprint snap, and we can just run big old lines down this way. All right, that should be enough room for the next couple of stages. So this will be where the fuel generators go. And then the next series of buildings. Ran out of juice. All right, so these guys, I need 7 of the various refineries, and each of these blueprints comes with 2 included. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So it's 4 buildings with 1 refinery from the end deleted. So over to this side now. Which way are we facing? That's kind of an important distinction. All right, so we have the kind of peak to the west. Which, you know, kind of lines up with these guys here. I think I've only got 1 foundation in between. I am trying to make things as even and symmetrical as possible. It doesn't usually happen. Or it doesn't, you know, often happen. I always go in with that intention, but somewhere along the line, I tend to drift somewhat. Okay, so we're gonna need now fuel stage 2. What this will do is take the heavy fuel fluid residue that I'm getting from these guys, and we'll translate that into with some water, packaged fuel. Okay, so let's get you guys lined up. You should line up right about there-ish. So your outside wall is going to be there. And then 1 foundation in between. Which way is the stuff moving? You can see here my belts are all going that way. Which is exactly what they need to do, because this is the fuel. Packaged fuel is going to come out of here. So we'll snap you down to place, and then we'll do another one beside, because it's again going to be 2 banks. I have to split them up because the output is 800 from each of these banks, because I'm getting a total of 1600 out of that 600 oil, which is enough for 80 some odd fuel generators, which should tie me over through the next phase. So that'll finish me off phase 3, which is what I'm planning to get back to. Sorry, just had to take a quick drink there. Okay. So again, we've got 1 foundation-y in between. See no reason not to go boop. Can I pick any of these guys up yet? I should remember I have these containers full of debris. That dropped me a loot crate. Not really. Oh, I have got way so much rubber. Okay, I gotta get rid of some of these empty containers, which I can do in this. Can I do that in this little building? One thing I don't have a lot of is downstairs access. I haven't really given myself much. I do have these though. All right, so those empty containers come out of here, and right now they were going over that way. I have enough containers on that line, so what I'm going to do here is let's take this out of here, give myself a little bit of light. It's a blueprinted floor section, so now delete it because I put it in the wrong place. That's where you're supposed to be. That's where you're supposed to be. Let's grab a cargo container. And just because I can, you're going to get stuck to the ceiling, my friend. Let's make sure you're lined up. Yep. Then we'll get rid of this and we'll reposition you. Let's get to the right toolbar. There we go. I can stick myself to here now, and then I can throw all of these containers into there, because I'm going to need these. They need to go into the That is a lot of motors. I do need most of those motors. Okay, so let's go back upstairs. Up through here, up through here. What I should do is I can actually start putting these back into place, and that will give me most of a lot of my inventory back. A lot of it anyway. Okay, how are we lined up? You are lined up thusly. Means you need to be this away and that away. Can I balance this on a little bit better? No, not really. We'll just do the snappies. I'm gonna miss the search, right? Yes, I am. That's convenient. All right, how's that doing for my inventory? It's getting there. Ooh, rock face. A little bit inconvenient. Have to worry about that later. For now, just need to get the next 20 of these guys in. I mean, I'm jumping ahead, but I want to get these motors off of me. All right, let's get you lined up again. Now, the question is, how much space do I have between these? I hear someone's little pitter-pattering. All right, so again, we are lined up on that. That's what my alignment should be. I hear someone's pitter-patters upstairs, and it's troubling. Oh, you are all wrong. Every frickin' last one of you. You're supposed to be here. And I think that's how that things got screwed up last time on the other side. I am going to have to fix this. This will... Knowing that it's there, knowing that they're in the wrong place, I will not be able to move on. I can tell you that right now, so we are going to fix it now. And let the cards fall where they may. Yeah, let's come up by one. That's better. Okay, let's get some more of our stuff. We've used up a goodly chunk of nothing. Okay, let's grab these. I'm gonna throw that over there, which doesn't get me far. You know what? Screw that. Screw that. Screw those. Not sure why I keep running around with 2 stacks of aluminum. I'm gonna bring that rubber back over, throw those motors over. Like that. I have no use for that much quick wire. So there are some drawbacks to the dimensional depots, namely the fact that this inventory here really starts getting swolled after a very short period of time. Because when you delete something, it goes into your personal inventory, but if you don't have it in your personal inventory when you build it, well, if you build it and then take it down, it's going to eventually clog up your inventory again. Because all of those purple lines underneath mean that I'm pulling from the depot. Now, actually, I think, let me have a look here in the settings for a quick sec. I want to see if it's going to pull from... Merge dispensal crates, simple copy, customization. That it pulls from my personal inventory before it goes anywhere else. Low, show vehicle pass, no. Pause game and pause menu, no, no. Oh, yeah, you should be sending your crash reports. Okay. It's been a long time since I actually looked in these settings. Well, no, it doesn't look like I can change that. Okay, so let's just get back to... There are motors. Missing concrete. Do I have some concrete over here? I hope so. Yes. Left all my ammo over here too. I think I'm not playing. Oh, I'm using packaged fuel. Where's all my biofuel? Oh, there it is. Yep. Should be using biofuel, not packaged. No wonder I kept falling before I thought. Get used to a burn rate. Okay, and please tell me everybody still lines up. I didn't screw something else up. No, okay, good. Okay, so those are down. Now we can come back over here, get the rest of these in. So again, I need 10 of these. 10? 10? No, 7. So that's going to be, of course, the stamping of the blueprint is going to fight me. Got to make sure we're getting the auto connect. So again, you can see the little chain links there. So we'll put you one there, one there. Missing motors. I again know where I got some motors. They're right over here. Look, more motors. flashlight on. Okay, so that's 6 and 7, and then over here. Which way is your peak? I need to rotate you this way. 1, 2. And there we go. All right, so now these guys, I don't need you anymore. Oh, no, no. Oh, I thought I deleted the whole damn building. I don't need you. Don't need you. Nor you, you, and you. We'll take you out of there. I'll leave you there for now. We'll just do that and that and that. All right, so that's cleaned out that one. Let's go do the same thing on this side. And oops. And there we go. All right, we got these guys now all done. Make sure we got all our connections, so all the pipes are connected. We do need to clean out this sidewall, and I'm really thinking I need to change the blueprint for this end caps here, but like that. And the reason there are these little bits of wall here that I'm deleting are there is because that's the join point to fuel stage 1. So that's why I have it there. You can just get rid of it. Okay, so all you guys are connected. Excellent. What about you fellers? You all connected? Yep. Well, auto connect has done the business. All right. That means both of yous should be clean. I just have to clear out these wall sections again. And that last one could have stayed, but it is what it is, and what's done is done. The outside wall? No. Okay, next is power to the people. Okay, so you guys are all powered up. You guys are fine. Okay, that means we need to now string your power lines. Where are your power wires? Your power wires are right here, so we can grab another lamp post. We'll drop you, let's say, right about... Well, I guess we can just do the same here. Put one here. Go to power pole. Plug you in. Plug it in, plug it in. Bring up another lamp post. No one wants a dark alley. And then that go up to there. And we get all of these little happy fellas plugged in. They should have power. They, of course, won't be operating because I haven't given them the packaged water yet, but good. I haven't given them anything yet. I've given them power. That's all I've given them. That's all I have for you. All right. Sure. And please for an outside wall here. Build stage 1. Yeah, fuel stage 1. Of course I did. What else would fill the whole fuel stage 1 sized hole? There's a fuel stage 1 sized hole in my heart. Yeah, interesting. Roof lines don't quite line up there. What have I done? Don't care. All right. Now that I've got that there, I can now use the wall to move the power line to there. I can plug into there. And then I can just plug this guy in. I know I could have gone around the corner, but I want to involve the light. Like that. Okay. So this is now full of purple goo, right? Yeah, that's full of the purple goo. How did I do it over here? I went... So my crude went into there, so the crude's nice and clean, and then I did everything below, didn't I? Yes, I did. So we're going to do the same. So the purple goo is right here. Now again, pipes are bidirectional. Unlike conveyors, which only go in one direction. So what I should be able to do is find a place for a floor hole. Grab my pipe. Figure out where I need to put this so it actually works. Let's tuck you right into the corner like that. And oops, wrong button. No, I'm gonna make my life easy. Just gonna go through the wall right there. Yeah. It's not gonna be an exact match, but that is okay. Okay, so then here, we're gonna go through the wall. Right there. Rid of this stuff here. No excess junctions. And then you can go right there. And let's set up the same thing over here. Like so. Like so. Okay, now to distribute, you're going to put a T-junction right in front of this guy, lift him up, get him as tight as we do a comfortable corner. I'm thinking let's try it like that. And see if we can't turn this into a nice tight line here. Perfect. And then we plug you in. Yeah, see, that's what I was afraid of. A little bit of an extra jog out. Don't want that. So I'm going to come out by 1. Like that. Then we can delete these again. And just grab a piece of pipe and plug that in. Plug that in, and then I should be able to plug nicely in over here. Perfect. Why isn't it going? Because I haven't done that. And there we go. Okay, so now we can let these guys start filling up. What is 13.33? 13.33. That's the total number of machines for 40. So I'm dividing that by 2. So it's the guy on the end here should be running at 66%. That would balance it out properly. Likewise, you should only be operating at 66%. There we go. Okay. So that stage is complete. Everyone's getting their stuff. Everyone's got power. So the next stage is, once again, I need 7 machines. So fuel stage 3, let's have a look here. Consists of 4 packagers, unpackagers, bottom, so 2 levels. Bottom level is doing the packaged fuel. So it's unpackaging the fuel and sending the fuel out to the generators. And then sending the empty containers up to the water packaging, which is upstairs, which then sends its water package that away. So that is how this is organized. There's 4 in each building section. I need 7, so we're going to build 2 of each. And I just got to make sure we're getting it pointing the right way. And then, like we did on the last one, we'll delete the end fella. So I think that's exactly where you can go. Yeah, just like that. And we should have plenty of room here. Now I am going to have to get rid of this outside wall. It is meant to be the end of the line, which I need 1 more for this segment. So again, we'll snap you into place. Make sure you're on auto connect. Get rid of these excess windows. Okay. And then the last set of what have yous can go. Now that was the fuel exit, but that is all right. We're gonna kind of jigger things anyway. I just need to get, nope. This is the return line going up with the packages upstairs, so I do need to leave that there. I just need to clear that out here. Let's run upstairs. All the way to the end. Who's this fella? Thank you for your service. You are no longer required. Like that. Okay. Okay, so belt-wise, these guys run down this way. This will be the packaged water that eventually will start showing up. So it goes down there, goes down there, goes through this weird broken bit, which I have to disconnect over here. I do have to fix this one. And take that out and replace it with a merger that is pointing in that direction. That's the only one that has to be kind of adjusted like that. Okay. That's good there. Now we can check our packaged fuel lines. So the packaged fuel lines aren't jumping across here, so we'll fix that. That's the direction I'm going, right? Yes. Wait, no. You're going this way. It's a merger. Because this is where my empties come out. There we go. Once if you have the right frickin' thing. Oh, I didn't need to do any of this. I'm an idiot. These are the return lines. I've already accounted for these. There we go. It's back here. I want to make sure that's connected. Hey, look, they're connected correctly. Dumbass. You know what? That deserves a keep my head against a window. Okay, so now our water is going to come from here and it's going to go to there, and we can use our straight functionality like that. Makes a lovely clean line. Excellent. And then fuel. The package fuel is going to come from there. I got a bunch of excess stuff. And this is not its primary purpose and setup on over here. I'm kind of retrofitting it a little bit, so that's why things might look a little funky. Okay, and then that next to there. And make sure the upper floors are all connected power-wise. And right into there. Okay, that's one set. Now we do the same thing again over on this side. A little less confusion, I'm hoping. Steel beams. I think we should have some steel beams over here. Wherever I've left that container, there it is. Yep, I got a whopping 200. That should give me enough time for the dimensional depot to fill. Okay. And look at that. It's actually trying to snap that belt into place. Well, aren't you handy? Look at the guy. How well did that do? Well, look at that. And look at that. Gosh darn it, but that is so nice. I mean, it's the wrong belt and everything, but that's my fault. But that is awesome. Okay. So take out the wall and put the next section in and remove its machines. Like so. Let's get rid of the extra windows and then we grab that. Missing steel beam. Ow. Which I don't have any, and I've lost whatever ones I had. Okay, so I'm gonna start throwing stuff away. This may upset some. But that allows me to get rid of this now. Okay, while I'm waiting for those steel beams to replenish so I can get the next one in, let's run over here and fix up our fuel outputs. You definitely do need to get turned into a single line so we can get rid of you. And we'll turn you into a triple junction. Right there. And right through there. Okay. Ironically, now I've got too many damn motors. Okay. Do I have enough yet? No. By a crap ton. Okay, let's take a quick trip back to the base. Knew I had ammo. And we're back at base. So anyone, I don't remember when I did it, but I have also enclosed the copper factory now. And the power shards, so all of my slug manufacturing is enclosed as well, which is incorporated in with the copper production. And here's my little copper bin. So there's my plate or roll, you know, that thing, that thing, that thing, and the other thing. Okay. And I'm really starting to like the idea of using the no LCD signs or the LED panels or whatever you want to call them as light sources. That's that lovely little Tron-like vibe. Okay, let's grab some beams right here. I should go throw some stuff back into inventory, like these AlCAD sheets that I've been wandering around with. I got 2 stacks. I picked them up while I was doing hard drives, and I just haven't done anything with them. Now, you guys can go there. And of course, there's all my crystal oscillators. Let's put those there. I don't know why I'm carrying that around. I don't care about that. Let's go, I guess, just sync some other stuff. I'm just gonna take this opportunity while I'm back at the base here, just to kind of clean up some inventory. We'll sync the excessive. And no reason to be carrying all of these. I'm gonna keep the rubber, don't need those, got lots of those. Accessibility. We keep the plastic. Let's get some of these motors out of here, some of the quick wire. There we go, that's a little nicer. We're carrying a bit of animal detritus, so we can throw that in there. Much nicer. All right, let's head back. Get back, get back, get back to where the power is. Get back, hook up the fuel to get into biz. Smoky stacks. Now the funny thing is I still have to put another 20 generators in, as I'm thinking about it. I'm pretty sure that was only a single bank of 10 each. Yes, yes it was. I missed my turn again. That's okay, we'll catch it this time, because it's NASCAR rules, always turn left. Unless otherwise stated. Okay, where was I? I was trying to put in the next fuel stage so I can get all of this stuff, pipe this and done it and fix it and doing this thingies. As I wanted to do it just to the thingies. All right, one of you. Make sure everybody's happy with where they are. You're all happy. We got some excess windows here we can get rid of. Yeah, and then we can go inside here, look at what needs to be plugged in. No, not that button. That button. Okay, so the fuel lease. Like so. Let's make you into a triple because we have them now. And boop boop. Right. The exits can continue doing their exity things. Make sure you are all connected back here. Yeah, it did an auto connect. Now, of course, we don't need you. All of the stuff here on the end can go now. I only need 7, don't need the 8. Enter the 8 I am. Enter the 8 I am. I got married to the widow next door. She's been married 7 times before, and everyone was an ennery. Never live for us and. You know what? I could maybe make you not so. Oh. Nah. Not gonna give me a nice clean straight. Okay, so you guys are all good. You guys are connected. You're all connected. You guys are connected. You're all connected. Excellent. So now we got all of this happening down here. Now I need to go get my water. So that is upstairs piping. So we'll head up this way. So water pipes are here and here. So just like I had to do with the fuel downstairs, we're gonna have to do a little bit of rejiggering here, but just as easy as it was downstairs. Again, love the fact that we have T-junctions now, like that, and then you go into there. So Zavata, how much water am I bringing in? Oh, I'm bringing a lot of water. I need to have a quick boo here. Because I can't just do the water straight forward like that, can I? No, because I'm dealing with 2 separate banks. So each one of these, yeah, each one of these is only 400. Okay, nope, we're good. We're good. It's a total, it's a, 13 point some odd, right? Like these should all be set to 0.65. Or 66%. So we can set that one to 66%. I'm going to leave it at 100% and see what happens. It won't be super efficient, but I'm not an efficiency, must be super efficient. And while I'm here, let's get this repiped in. Okay, so same thing over here. We are going to have to go 1 flight up. And find our water pipes. I need some extra flooring up here. Oh, I already fixed. This is the one I've already fixed. Okay. So that means I want you not to be there. Grab a floor hole. You're gonna go right in that corner there. I think that's gonna line things up. No, I think you have to come over by 1. Shoot. Yeah. Then we grab you. And we'll go vertical to horizontal, or horizontal to vertical. All right, so that's going to be water coming up in this side. Let's go do the same thing over here. So again, we have to get rid of that bit of pipe, get rid of this bit of pipe. And fix you all up. And just because it's kind of handy to have this bit of floor over here, we'll put that bit of floor over there. And in fact, I should do this to the rest of them, but we're just going to do that to there for now. Okay. So now our hold of the floor Hold the floor. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Hold door. Hold the door. Didn't want to upgrade that bit. I wanted to replace that bit. Like so. Okay. Now, to get the packages to join up, so the empty packages are coming up here. You know what? I think I'm... I can bring... Yeah, okay, so... Be able to feed empty packages, because I'm going to have to make more. Quite a few more. Well, maybe not quite a few, but I'm going to need more. So that's going to be empty packages come up through there, because these are the return lines. You'll only feed those. It'll eventually distribute out. Sure. Sure. Okay. Yeah. I need a way. Let's go downstairs. And what are you? Your gasoline. Where are you going? You're going absolutely nowhere because you're an old gas line. Yep. Okay, so those are my water lines, and I'm gonna need me some floor under my feet. This is gonna be a hell of a building to close up. Okay, so water is gonna go up through these pipes. My water is where? Not here. That is excess. Still more fuel. That needs to go bye-bye. That's the where I came downstairs. And that is the empty, one of the empty containers. I should have two of those. I only think I did the one side. I need to do the other side as well, which is right here. Need another one right about here. Okay, that's the empty containers, which are hiding right there. Discord has alerted me to something. Okay, so empty packages, water lines. So this is my water line that is currently going nowhere, right? Yeah, currently going nowhere. I need you to turn much sooner. Which is perfectly acceptable right there. Let's cut you back just a little bit more. Oh yeah, I got purple chunks I need to get rid of before I go any further. Otherwise I'm going to forget to get rid of them. Ooh, we can use the little addition I put in. I put an elevator in because, you know, why not? Elevators are fun. And excuse me half a sec. All right, sorry about that. I got distracted by something on the Discord page. All right, purple goop, purple chunks. I need to get rid of my purple chunks. So purple chunks are over on this side here. Let me squeeze my way through. So the purple chunks are going, I think they're coming this way. Yep. All right. So we are going to put one of those right about there. That should be the correct alignment. Let me just try to, it's a little bit cramped in here. Not gonna lie. Yep, that's about right. And one of these comes up to the top. And we muck it all up for completely arbitrary reasons. There we go. Okay, and then that. You gotta go back downstairs again. And go downstairs, please. Thank you. And purple chunks are going to come out right through there. I need more floor. And we have a convenient little junction here. So we'll put a merger in. Like that. And you can take this opportunity to fix some beltage. And that'll go down to the sink right there. Okay. Now for our pipage. So I'm going to need to do a little bit of fancy footwork with my water pipe here because I need to move 800. So we are going to, I want to do this. Let's put so again, water is kind of weird. All right, so let's grab one of these. I'm gonna put you there. Yeah, I know I put it in the wrong place. Didn't that line up properly? Why are you not lining up? Well, you are lining up. Okay. And it goes into there. Okay. Yeah. Then we take you. And actually we come from this direction. And then we can go into there. Nope. A little like a dog panting. There, that's much cleaner. Okay, so that's going to be dumping as much of its water into there as it can. Unfortunately, it's not quite enough water, but fortunately, I have more water available. This is why we have the 3 tanks here. So this was kind of always the plan. So we're going to go up. And now we want to keep things pretty straightforward here. So we're going to go that way, and then we'll run this guy down this way. So there. And then we bring you to there. You come visit me. And we'll use the straight. And I feel like I want bring power down this way. I haven't replaced that yet. Oh, I haven't given myself a new one yet. Fine. Okay, so I just want to make sure I have good lifts on this one here. So I'll drop those there. That's just going to make sure the water pushes. This one's already got a lift, so that's going to push up to there. And now I just got to bring whatever water needs to come out from here to here. There we go. All right, that should be sending now all of that water into those happy little packagers. Once I connect the power. Like that. Yep, water pipes filling with water. Excellent. All right, we just need to start feeding some canisters into it, but before we do, I'm going to take a quick break. We'll come back, get the canisters, get our fuel lines, get the rest of our power generations, and finally not have to worry about power for a day. All right, we'll be right back, folks. Stay tuned. Hi, it's me. I'm back. Okay, yeah. So water's filling in. Now we need to grab some packages. That was those two connectors below. So let's head back underneath. Hey, look, convenient hole in floor. All right, so all of my packages currently reside over there. I don't want them to currently reside over there. I want them to reside somewhere else, like right about here, possibly. So we'll grab a splitter. Like that. And then we just have to run this belt all the way down. And make sure everything's nice and straight. And right on the line, perfect. Even when I'm not trying to, I'm still trying to keep it organized. Okay, and there. Now we'll plug you in there. Like so. Here come all those empty containers. Okay, so what I should start to see happen is water jugs. Hopefully. Oh, no. Oh, no, that's fine. No, it's not. Which way do you gotta go? I need to fix this guy. So we are going to remove that. We're going to grab the merger, reconnect some belts. There we go. And now I should start seeing water going that way. Refinery kicking into gear. This front bank's not going to get the empty containers when the fuel containers, because the first ones to fill will be supplying these guys. So currently doesn't have any, but they will soon. I can throw these water bottles in here that I ended up carrying. Okay. So we're getting activity there. What about on this side here? Likewise, we are getting activity. Excellent. Okay, so over here, I need to make sure I have more containers, so we're going to throw some plastic into there. That's going to make a bunch more containers, and that should get our fuel flowing on the other side. And if we have a look here, yep, we are filling up with fuel very slowly, but it is happening. Yeah, you're just waiting for some packaged fuel. Let's make sure you can get packaged fuel. You can see we got containers moving in. I mean, no, I can't mess with this. Wow, you're just going gangbusters. Okay, I'm just making sure everything is, in fact, going the way it's supposed to be going. Yep. Here, I've got a hole in the wall. And now things going down here. Good. Okay, so the system's going to start back feeding a little bit, which is excellent. So now we can start thinking about hooking up these guys. Yes. So we are going to go one. We'll get all these wires plugged in. Well, nice sunny day out tonight. At least for now. It do be raining a lot in this game now. Yeah, you see the clouds are starting to move in already. And then we go across. No, not yet. Okay, so I need some power, or a place to tap in my power. We'll run you right down the center here. And I think what I'm going to do is we're going to do some crossed light fixtures. Upgrade this guy. And I can bring it all the way down to the center line there. Grab another street light. Plug in. You go into there, and you go into there. Okay, so we got the power lines. Now we need to get the fuel line. So we'll come across here. And like that. We'll grab a T-junction. And then we'll move you up to there. Get you onto straight. Let's make sure you're not dipping. Nope, that's good. And then we just have to move this pipe. That did something very weird. That goes into there. And that goes into there. And there we go. These two guys fired right up. And as always, I like to check my math every once in a while. So you're using 20. I'm supplying 400, and that is a confirm is a value of 20 fuel generators. Oh, sorry. That was gross. Okay, eventually these guys will start getting their fuel. As the system kind of catches up. Yeah, so you're full of packaged fuel already. Packaged fuel is happily running along. How we doing over here? Yeah, you got enough. You're catching up. I got some excess windows here we can get rid of. Why can you not empty yourself of your packaged water? What have I messed up? Why are you not getting past this guy? That's because I don't think you're connected there. There they go. All right, now we're getting proper amount of water. Let's make sure all my voltages and everything is moving as fast as they can. They are indeed. Excellent. You're getting there. But I got lots of fuel moving down the line, so it won't take them that long to do it. I don't think I'm going to even need any more empty packages. All right, excellent. That means I can now put in the next double row of these guys. So we'll keep this as our center line. That should be fine. Let's see how that works out. Rotate you around and just start nudging you. And nudging and seeing where I end up. Okay, so you guys are actually really freaking wide. So we're gonna have a nice narrow alley there. How does that look over here? That's right on that line. Okay, that's good. And we'll get you placed like so. I'll put the walls up in a minute. Yeah, it's a bit of a narrow passage, but it'll do. All right. Two, three. And immediately ran out of motors. Okay, all out of motors. So I can either wait or I can run back. Let's have a quick look at our power. So the power is, you know, fluctuating all over the place right now. That's a bit to be expected. I'm going to let it run for a bit and hopefully it stabilizes. And if it doesn't, we'll just have to do some fine tuning. All right. Because I am min-maxing the system a little bit. Into the tunnel I go. Surprisingly little delay today on the old YouTube streaming lag. Of course, what the studio shows, and yeah, nothing. I got 3 different sources. I have my live, I have the YouTube studio, which kind of handles the broadcast, and then I'm monitoring the channel, and they're all showing at something at a different rate. Okay, what am I here for? I'm here for motors. Where the hell was I building motors? Motors was in the main hall here. All right, this is probably a good opportunity to remind myself to fix the global illumination. So I'll go copy the string from the description of the video, paste it in, and look, I can see. Motors, motors. If I was a motor, you are complete. What is going on here? This does not seem very good. What is happening with my motors? What are you doing? You're doing heavy industrial frames. You're fine. Where are the motors being done? I think the motors are over here somewhere. Ooh, I see a lot of flashing yellow lights. Ooh, this may not be good. Huh. Huh. Uh-oh. Something has gone awry here. Okay, iron plates, iron ingots. Where you are not getting your coal. What is happening to the coal delivery? Yeah, because you're full of coal. This is very, very strange. Well, you're full of steel ingots, so that's why you're not moving. But what's your guys' problem? Why is your coal lines not filling? Well, that seems to have just been one incorrectly programmed splitter. Still not telling me where the hell I'm making my motors. What are you doing for me? You're making copper ingots. You're full. That's fine. Yeah, you're all cool. Some kind of weird retaining wall right here. Question is why have I got a weird retaining wall? Because I was marking something. Okay. Motors. All right, I think, yeah, these guys were all shut down because for whatever reason that steel production got muddled up. But I think we should be back in business here very shortly. I kind of almost want to go get some precious stock. What I mean precious is, what else the hell am I supposed to be using them for? Okay, now I just have to find the same damn room again. Where the hell was that? That was over here, right? Yes, you're making the motors. So let's go and throw 2 in here. I'm going to double up your output. And we're going to toss 2 in there. So I'm getting 10 motors now. With no extra usage, because again, everything's kind of relatively balanced. Can't really increase my main, so I am going to have to use the summer sloops. How are we doing on motor production now? We got a whopping 5. So somewhere along the line, something got switched. It lost its programming, and I emptied whatever motor container I had going, and it's going to take me a while to rebuild. Okay, how we doing over here anyway? Let's check our power. Okay, so power is fluctuating still, kind of all over the place. I'm hoping it stabilizes because we're only operating at 3/4 capacity at the moment. Let's head back over there and start checking up on the machinery. So away we go. Remember to always use your crosswalks. Let's try to remember to make our right turn this time, not our left turn. And that should flip me. Yep, there we go. And away we go. All right, so we'll take a look over on this side because this side's been running happily for a while. Yeah, you're running low because you're constantly full. If you're constantly full, yeah, you're getting everything out. Make sure I've got no slow pipes in between. Make sure there's nothing interrupting. I'm just gonna replace that bit of pipe here just in case. And next. Yeah, you're full of crude. And everyone's full of crude. Okay, that means we can now run over to this side. Yep, you're happily packaging my fuel. You are definitely happily packaging my fuel. How about you? Yep, you're doing just hunky-dory. How about you guys? Yep, you got a good supply of containers. You got a good supply of containers. You're hurting a little bit. But that's because you need to be dialed down to 66%. So that should get you to stabilize. Alrighty then. Let's go check on this side. Yeah, so let's get you down to 66%. Let's run the line here, make sure everyone up to this point is doing okay. How about you? What are you doing? Yeah, you're doing just fine. I think you should be draining your fuel faster. Why aren't we? Rid of the random glass windows here. Let's upgrade the belts here. That might help. Alright, that might help. Yeah, water's flowing good. Little tiny hiccups, which means they're filling. Yeah, you got all the purple goop you could want. Okay, so that means you guys are more or less behaving yourselves. Yeah, you're coming up to speed. What are we doing over here? Let's run down to the end. Okay, so we do seem to be running a little, but we're slowly getting there. I'm gonna go check my map. So you're delivering 60 times 4 is... No, it's 360. Those are 6. And then you are delivering, well, let's say 40. Which is what you're supposed to be, so that's 400. Yep, okay. Yeah, the numbers are working. Just gotta make sure these guys are delivering their 40 to fill out the values. Otherwise, we will eventually starve. So yeah, that 0.4 does make a difference. Yeah, so these guys doing good. It's got plenty of fuel. Let's go check on him. Make sure you're set to 40. So you're not constantly starving. Let's see how you're doing here. You're a little bit. You got plenty of packaged water. What about down here? I am just totally killing time. Yeah, so we're not quite at the total packaged water I need. So let's take a convenient staircase here, run down the back side. And let's just make sure everyone over here has empties. Yeah, so you're full of empties. You're not quite full of empties. You're not quite full of empties. I'm gonna cheat it. Yeah, so you're already pulling up. You're already full. You need... Okay, what's going on with you guys? Huh? What's happening back here? Are you guys in the back here not getting enough? No, you're not. Why? Because I think we're still just getting up to speed. Okay, so I'm seeing a good line of fuel. Canisters moving that away. See a good line of water jugs coming back of that away. So this line more or less seems to be holding up. Okay, let's go over to the other side here, where you're not having any opportunity to do anything yet. So first thing we're going to do, let's do some connections here, at least to get the system kind of rolling. Now, we are totally changing where you guys are coming out. So we want to come out right about there. Probably like that. Let's grab our line like that, and then we can go boop to boop. Hopefully straight will do the job for me. Especially if I go that way. And let's... Nope. All right, just need to keep things moving a little bit down here, just so the system can kind of process through, and where we are not getting enough, it can make sure it gets enough. Let's see how many, if any, I can build of my generators right after I fill in the missing concrete. Oh, hey, yay, I can build one. I can build 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. And out of motors. But we're getting there. Okay, let's get all of you guys plugged in. And then we'll go adjust my end Charlies on the fuel unpackagers. Whee! Why walk when you can fly? Alright, let's make sure. I don't remember who I set anymore, but let's see. Yep, you need to be doing 40. And across the way here, you also are doing 40. All right, cool. You're not quite getting enough fuel yet. Why? Because we're still catching up. Have I got enough in the system? That's the question. And when I mean enough of, I mean empty canisters. How are you guys doing? You are probably the worst off. You're getting there. Probably should go throw some more plastic. Let's go check that container. Shed. Yeah, so you're all done. Let's go and grab some more plastic, because I have a funny feeling I still need some more. So let's just toss all the plastic in there, get some more containers, let them into the system. See if I get enough for another fuel Jenny. Because we're just about there. Oh, now I'm missing concrete. Alright, I just need to let all my systems here build up. And instead of me, all of us standing around here waiting, I think that's probably going to do it today. Let's have a quick look at how our power's doing so far. All right, so we are increasing. We're up to 15. So we got almost a 10,000 megawatts, so 10 gigawatts overhead. The system is stabilizing. It's just going to take a little bit for it to stabilize as all the machines kind of balance out and stuff like that. But I think that solves our power problems, at least for the time being. So next week we can get started on phase 3 and start figuring out how we want to set that up. And at some point in time, maybe we'll even start having to manufacture or bring stuff outside of the desert region. But so far, we're all staying contained in the desert. Yeah, it's supplying what I need. But we'll figure that out next week. So that is it for today. Hey, thanks guys for watching. If you like the video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, maybe think about subscribing, and it really would help the old channel here. Speaking of helping the channel, if you want to become a channel member like Lee Barron, you can hit the link in the description or hit the join button below. Thanks everyone for watching. If you got any comments, any suggestions, go ahead and leave them underneath. But until next week, be safe out there, be good out there, have a great day. Until next time, bye-bye.